Well, I'm just putting that out there.
No.
What if it's
I'm
spiritual? What if it's this? What if it's that? I mean, who knows? I mean,
I'm not bashing on that. But like, okay, this would
like,
still,
have you seen Death Note?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, so in Death Note, he can only see a demon. He can only see the demon. Everyone else, no one else can see him. So what I'm trying to get at here is, what if it's spiritual? What if it's something that attaches itself to you that you may not even know about, and all of a sudden you're attracted to men or you're attracted to women?
Like you're born with it in your soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can say that. What if it's something like that? Alrighty, what up, you guys? I'm Bryson Smith.
And I'm Javin,
And this is Who Cares? There it is.
You guys got it down.
I don't want to mess it up this time. Nope, see, you messed it up. There we go. Okay.
I can't hear myself.
Alrighty.
I can hear myself.
Alrighty. Oh yeah, I'll let you go, Javin.
Thank you. We are tipsy to drunk right now, and we're doing a very different kind of episode. So normally we cover lesser controversies and topics that not a lot of people talk about. But
Right.
we decided, hey, it's kind of important for us to kind of acknowledge the bigger things in life.
Right.
We're not
right.
the most educated people in the world. So we decided, hey, let's cover a controversy that everyone fucking talks about, except from a position of ignorance, lack of information, and drunkenness.
Right. Yeah, I'm definitely drunk right now. And we have our friend, again, Marissa, on here. So she's going to be joining the conversation. And yeah, we're just going to have an interesting conversation about
whether sexuality is a choice or not. Big one.
what do you think? I want to know what you think right off the bat.
Oh, dude. Like,
Let's hear it.
do we have enough time?
Yeah. And then you got to take a shot too.
Yeah, that's right.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to pour you a shot.
Right, sorry. Could you
give me
put
a
on your
hug?
mask? Not.
Oh, my bad.
So we have a situation to where we're not really infectious to each other, but we do encourage everyone to wear your masks, social distance, even when drunk. We can acknowledge that. So
High five.
All right, my bad.
don't do that in real life. But if you know you're safe,
I
you're
have
good.
hand sanitizer.
Let me see your
you
cup.
This cup?
Yeah, I want to pour you a shot.
Oh, dude. Bryson's trying to fuck me up.
Oh my God. He's not even done drinking his first drink.
No, I finished my
second,
first drink.
yeah, second.
Second one. So is sexuality a choice or not? My opinion on the matter. I would say that sexuality is both is such a lame answer. Okay, let me try to elaborate on what I mean. Sexuality is both extremely personal, and the decisions you make based off of sexuality are significant to your development sexually. However, societal influences and certain genetic factors also contribute to your proclivities. So what I mean by that is you're going to make some choices about who you fuck pretty early on, and those choices will guide how you express your sexuality. But on the other hand, why did you even make those choices in the first place? You chose to do that because society said, hey, this is attractive. And you're like, hey.
Wait, why? Why can't it just be natural? Why can't it just be biological?
Well, A, what do you mean by natural? And B.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're right. Okay, natural. Well, when I say natural, I mean like naturally men are attracted to women and vice versa. That's what I mean by natural.
Naturally, humans want to reproduce.
Naturally.
And the only way you can reproduce is a man and a woman.
Naturally speaking, your biological factors are okay. So biology is interesting because the reason you are successful from an evolutionary perspective is because your body took the right amount of shortcuts to succeed in the chances of reproduction.
Okay.
So you look at a woman, your dick gets hard. It doesn't really matter to you whether you make a baby or not, as long as the chances increase of you reproducing when you see a woman. So in terms of what's natural.
Wait, what do you mean by that? You could say that as long as this guy just fucks her. Like
what nature said is,
okay,
I don't really care if you plan ahead and want a baby.
Right.
I just want you to really like fucking. That's it. That's all nature wants.
Not even
you to do.
reproducing?
Reproduction is a statistical byproduct of you fucking a person.
Okay.
That's it. And when that's the case, and due to the complexity of our neurology, this can create certain trends of behavior that aren't relevant to reproduction. So, for example, we all want to fuck, but why aren't we fucking all the time? Why isn't that the case?
That's a good question.
Yeah, because we have other shit to do. And that other shit more or less does actually affect our choices and what we find attractive and stuff like that. Like, why do you fuck the people you do versus if we're just so about reproduction, then any old person should be fine, right?
Well, there's a lot more that goes into it. I mean, especially when it comes to women, you kind of have to be emotionally attached, or they have to be emotionally attached to you to some level for them to really have meaningful sex, if that's what you want.
Yeah, but why does that even matter? If it's all about
I think that only matters if you want to be in a relationship.
Well, there's
Here, go
statistics that show that the more developed the relationship you have, the more sexual pleasure you have
Right.
when having sex.
Right, that's true. Yeah.
That goes both ways.
But why do we even need pleasure in the first place for reproductive purposes?
Why wouldn't you want? You don't need it, but why wouldn't you want it?
He's just trying to. I think he's just trying to like argue against what you said about it
Okay.
being
No.
natural, right?
That's a good question. Why wouldn't you want? I think that's a really interesting question because if we're speaking strictly biologically, wanting is unnecessary. You should just be a machine. You should just respond. But we're not. We're not just machines. That's a whole other controversy, maybe where I don't care. But why do we have wants? Why do we have interests? Why do we have things that don't necessarily relate to reproduction or survival, like art? This is a complicated issue, but sexuality relates to that.
You said like art?
Yeah, art's not necessarily important to our survival.
Well, a lot of things are important to our survival.
And yet we do it. So is sexuality a choice?
I think it can be. I think yes and no.
What is it? That's what I said. I say yes and no.
It's hard because I think that
It's really
like
hard.
what we talked about earlier, how you kind of program yourself to the society programs you to like some things, and then you kind of also set yourself in your own ways and reaffirm what you want through your life.
Right.
And if you strictly are like, no, I like women as a man, then and there's a chance that you could not falter from that. But I think that everybody has the capabilities of being attracted to someone, not something.
Capability?
The capability of being attracted to someone. I keep saying something like, ooh, that's a little weird.
To a certain
someone.
demographic?
Well, you could be right about that. Something.
Ooh. So
So you're saying I'm straight until I meet the right man?
Wait, hold up.
potentially.
What do you call
like
those
it's possible.
dolls? What are they, like fake human beings?
Sex toys? Sex dolls.
Sex dolls. I seen a man. What channel was it on? DLC
TLC.
or TLC? Yeah, I'm sorry, not DLC.
They
TLC.
got all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, some dude married one of his dolls, and he was like genuinely in love with it. Which is really weird. So when you say things like, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I just want to say I'm kind of proud of how remarkably lucid we are, considering how drunk we are.
Yeah, we're drunk right now, by the way. We were drinking before we recorded this and during.
The idea behind this is that we don't know what the fuck we're talking about. This is an enormous issue. We haven't done the research, but I want to encourage everyone, no matter how.
I don't want to press the right thing.
What's up? What are you?
Did you want to make a statement?
Ooh.
Wait. I want Marissa to make a statement. You want to make a statement?
Make
Marissa?
a drunk statement.
Fuck
That's
who
the
you
one.
want to fuck and leave everybody else alone.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said fuck who you want to fuck and leave everybody else
All right, I'm
alone.
gonna do it again just for the people again.
All right.
Boom. All right, make your statement, Marissa.
Fuck who you want to fuck and leave everybody else alone.
All right, I agree with that. Which button is
As
the
long as
round
you're
of
not
applause? I don't want
hurting
to. I messed up again.
As long as it's consensual.
There you go.
Consent. So, okay. So
Consensual.
So here's an interesting caveat to this whole question.
I've never
Is it
heard that
natural?
word.
Caveat?
Yeah, I've never heard it.
It's like a
Detour?
no, that's not right.
No, that's all right. Uh-oh.
All right, what were you going to say,
Point
though,
is-
Jasmine? Or Jasmine. Javin.
No,
said
Jasmine's fine. I'll go by Jasmine for the remainder of this one. So an interesting caveat is if your sexuality isn't a choice, then if you're attracted to something that's unethical, is that your fault? So I want the only way I can get off is by doing something atrocious, like murdering somebody. That's the only way I can have a sexual response. If it's not a choice, then nobody should be mad at me about that, right?
What if it's society? What if it's because of society? What if they've had an influence on you being attracted to the same sex.
I guess elaborate.
Well, because you were saying if you're attracted to something that's unethical, and that's anything outside of being, man with women, what if society has that influence on that?
So you're saying if society has influenced me in such a way that I would behave atypical, like I would want to murder somebody.
Yeah.
Society,
Okay. Yes.
how
yes.
I was raised and stuff like that. That would mean that's not a choice still, right?
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
this kind of leads into the conversation about just choices in general.
Oh, whether free will exists?
Yeah.
Another topic we're gonna.
Well, what
totally
if
cover.
let's even go another layer than this? What if it's spiritual?
Ooh. Okay. Let's go there.
What's
What's
deeper?
up?
What if it's spiritual? What if it's something unseen that makes somebody attracted to the same sex that we don't know about, that we physically can't see?
I would disagree, but like.
Well, I'm just putting that out there.
No.
What if it's
I'm
spiritual? What if it's this? What if it's that? I mean, who knows? I mean,
I'm not bashing on that, but like, okay, this would
like,
still,
have you seen Death Note?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, so in Death Note, he can only see a demon. He can only see the demon. Everyone else, no one else can see him. So what I'm trying to get at here is, what if it's spiritual? What if it's something that attaches itself to you that you may not even know about, and all of a sudden you're attracted to men or you're attracted to women?
Like you're born with it in your soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could say that. What if it's something like that?
So that would
souls?
okay. This
This is deep. This is deep. We just went another layer.
Too drunk.
This is really
to
deep.
answer this
Not
appropriately.
drunk enough.
She's
Not
right.
drunk enough.
I have to drink.
There you go.
I
There
just
you
want
go.
to put out there that I don't drink. Normally, I despise alcohol.
He's made a gross face.
Well, you're
every
drinking
single
now.
Time he took a drink.
I'm drinking for you. Never forget that. Everything I do is for you.
Yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe. So my point is, if we're talking on a spiritual level,
Yes.
then is it possible to have a proclivity sexually without identifying with it? For
I
example,
gotta be honest. I don't even know what that word means.
proclivity
Proclivity.
means an inclination, meaning I am inclined to
Proclivity.
proclivity.
Okay.
Proclivity. That
Proclination.
sounds dirty. Just the word.
Proclitivity.
Proclivity.
Fuck. It's in there somewhere. Rearrange the letters. So it's possible that your proclivities are. I lost myself. I'm finding it. I'm gonna wander my way back. Is it the case? Shit, I lost it. Anyway, we're gonna.
Well, I was
continue.
saying, what if it's you?
Spiritual.
I don't even remember what you brought up. Dude.
What
I'm
is
too
it-
drunk for
is
this.
it
I just
spiritual?
remember I added an extra layer to. I'm like, what if it's spiritual? Because you said something about being.
Oh, you're right.
unethical.
You're right.
And I was like, what if it's spiritual? Something we don't know. And then I brought up Death Note. Like, what if it's something that this individual doesn't even see? That's having an influence on this person being gay. Like I like men because of this. I like women because of this, and it's the spiritual influence on me.
Found it back. Do you? So let's say somebody's Christian and they identify with the fact that they are Christian to the extent that they believe a literalist version of the Bible, where every single word in the Bible is taken literally. And they believe homosexuality is a sin, but they acknowledge that they are in fact a homosexual.
Okay.
Is it possible that they identify more strongly with the idea that they're Christian more than they are, more than their attraction to homosexuality? Maybe
Right, that's what
they're
they
like,
believe,
oh,
so
I'm
yes.
gay, but I refuse to identify with that because I
Oh.
view it as sinful.
That is, yes, that can happen.
You think,
yes.
meaning that if you're going the soul argument, isn't that denying an aspect of their soul, of their identity?
Well, it's definitely denying an aspect of their self.
Is that wrong?
What if? But back to me saying,
go
what
ahead.
if what if it's spiritual though? Like, what if it's something constantly telling them in their mind that they're gay and they start to believe
So
it?
they don't have any control over their sexuality. It's just kind of like what their
Well, they have control,
spirit
but
has like attached. So it does depend on how much you can override the voice in your head.
yes.
Yeah, but if you can override it, that means it's not necessarily a part of who you are. It's distinct from yourself, meaning it is a choice. You can choose to override it.
I think that.
Well, if we have free will, then yeah, it should be a choice, right? I mean, like,
So
Free.
you're saying sexuality is a choice.
I think
I would say it is. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
I
So
think-
I would
that's
say
a statement.
that's it.
It's a-
That is a statement. I am saying that sexuality is a choice.
We are not limited to the opinions we state on this podcast.
I'm stating that. You can think what you want to think of me, but I'm stating that, yes.
You were saying a statement. What were you saying?
I think it's a choice unless you choose that you don't want it to be a choice.
So it's a choice. That's
really
basically what you're saying. It's a choice.
How does that work?
You just said it's a choice.
I think if you have grown up conditioned to like one sex and then you continue to condition yourself to like that one sex, then for you it is not a choice because you have aligned with that belief.
But isn't it
wholeheartedly? But
isn't it natural to like I just find it extremely hard to believe that if you're a woman and you grow up that you just naturally are attracted to other women. I mean,
but
biologically speaking.
But naturally is such an interesting term, right? Because naturally human beings in other aspects of life, naturally human beings could want to do one thing, right? So you're telling me it's not natural? The fight or flight response is natural, right?
It's not natural for us to wear clothes.
No, but you're telling me it's not natural for a man or a woman to want to be with a man or a woman?
It is a certain percentage natural.
And does it matter how natural? Does it really matter?
I would say that it's more natural for a woman to be with a man and a man to be with a woman versus a man to be with a man and a woman to be with a woman.
Natural on a biological.
Not even speaking illy of gays. I'm just saying
No, I get what you're saying. I guess you should just clarify that you are like pro LGBT.
Yeah, I am. I'm just saying speaking from, and I feel like even gays would have to when they hear this have to be like, he's right. Because
however,
if you look at history, there has been more men with women than men with men and women with women.
But there's
documented.
There's also been more cases of murder in the past than there have been now. We are a naturally murderous.
Wait, what do you mean murder? Why are we talking about murder?
Okay, so when I'm angry, a certain response in my brain, it floods my brain with cortisol, which is the stress hormone, and it is really hard to get rid of until I alleviate the source of that stress. So this is really useful in a fight or flight response when a saber-toothed tiger is attacking me and I need the appropriate amount of energy to fucking annihilate that saber-tooth or run the fuck away. And after that's done, that stress response is alleviated. So that's not the case anymore. I can't just murder somebody because I'm angry at them, meaning our cortisol response is shifted. It's different and not necessarily natural, but it is ethically better.
I don't get it.
So what I mean is,
I think what he's trying to say is that even if it's natural, that doesn't mean that it's what word did you use? Ethically correct.
Ethically
that
correct.
Things change through time. So maybe it was more natural back in the day because let's say reproducing was really important for mankind back in the day. But
I get what you're saying. So are you saying that there's more gays today than straight people?
I'm saying that gays have more of an opportunity to express themselves in a reasonable and productive fashion than they did a bunch of years ago.
Yeah. Oh no, that's a fact. Yes.
Meaning sexuality is a choice in a sense, meaning you can volunteer to identify with whatever proclivities you have. But
well, that's why I was saying it's a choice. So I still stand on that, and that's what it is.
I think
if you're asking me,
it's a very complicated conversation.
It's an interesting conversation, which is why we wanted to talk about it in the first place.
Don't take one thing out of context and assume that that's what we mean.
Yeah,
entirely.
we are. This is an open conversation. We are drunk and
consent to. I lost it.
But even if I was straight, I would still stand on these opinions or these
for sure.
statements. But
at the same time, I'm going to argue.
I'm drunk, and even if I was sober, that's what I meant to say.
I'm going to argue the opposite here.
Okay.
I'm going to argue that sexuality is not necessarily a choice. Having sex is a choice. Having sex is
a choice. You can choose.
Of course, but I don't think what you're interested in is necessarily a choice.
Okay. So do you think that if I grew up dominant, liking men 100%. And then at some point in my 20s, I decided, hey, maybe I kind of like girls too. And I decided to venture in that route. Do you think that's something like that? Do you think that I was born naturally being able, I use the word naturally, but do you think I was born already
I want to say something
interested in women? I just had to unlock it at a certain time in my life.
I would say no.
Bryson thinks no. Okay.
I would say no. And I might even say you're just curious. Now, is it a choice to have sex with this other woman? Yes, life is full of choices. You choose to do what you want to do. Now, as a human being, you might feel like, again, to that extra layer, what if it's spiritual and it's something telling you, like, you know what? Or maybe it's your own body telling you, like, I just want to, I want to fuck this person.
Do you think that me wanting to fuck a girl isn't necessarily because I'm interested in women?
No, you could be. Yeah,
it's so hard.
Like, do you think I could want to fuck the same gender as me?
Yeah,
just because I want to try it, not because I'm genuinely wanting to. Like,
and it could be just that. You can choose. It could be your body feels that.
Agree. I think it could be I think it could be a couple of things.
Yeah, it could be a multitude of things, and it could be exactly what you're saying it to be. And you have a choice to go sleep with that person or not.
Yeah, but that's not what describes a sexuality. Some people repress their sexualities for their whole lives. So is it like,
well, it's
the more women you have sex, the more, I'm a male, and the more women I have sex with means that's the percent of straightness I am. I wouldn't say that's true. So your actions don't necessarily define your sexuality, ironically.
Oh, well, I might argue that because
I
don't know the name of this pastor, but he was grown, 50s, 60s. Yeah, like 50s, 60s years of age. And he was married and all that stuff, but they found out he was sleeping with a man. A pastor.
Yeah.
Married, sleeping with a man. Now, he could have been sleeping with women for who knows how long, and then decided to just all of a sudden sleep with a man.
It wasn't all of a sudden.
Consistently be sleeping. I forget the name of this pastor, but I feel like
I'm sure it happens
people
all the
who
time.
know would know his name, and they could leave that in the comments what his name is.
I hope
I'm
so.
pretty sure it happens all the time, though. It could be like a lot of.
So I mean, there's so many different factors that go into this.
I'm gonna still argue it's not a choice. I think maybe it's a choice for like a little bit.
It's a choice.
Like,
no, I would just say it's a choice.
Okay.
He could have chose not to have sex with him.
Let me.
We're talking about if he's specifically born with this attraction to men or women, right?
I don't think you're born with it, though. I know a lot of gays say they're born gay, but I don't necessarily agree with that.
Let me describe something.
Mind you, I know gays.
Homosexuals.
Homosexuals, I'm sorry.
In terms of choices, we have a very limited amount of choices from an early age.
Okay.
So I would say that we're given a set of choices, a finite amount. Then as we go along in terms of sexuality, that choice narrows and narrows and narrows and narrows and narrows and narrows and narrows.
I'm listening.
So while it is the case, and I think this is true internally as well as externally, I don't think having sex with more and more women makes you straighter and straighter. But I do think the act of deciding to identify with a certain sexuality does kind of like focus in on your sexuality as you go along. And I think during your formative years, right, when you're a kid, I would say you have a more broad spectrum of what you could develop into than you do in your late adulthood. So I would say in terms of choice, you have a certain amount, but I would say that amount of choice is determined by predetermining factors.
Ooh, that's really good. So I agree. I believe that the amount of choice somebody has depends on that person. So you have people who are born into a faith, and you would think people would die for their faith.
Yeah,
this is true.
So
yes.
in some aspect, there is no choice. I know, of course, it's like, of course they could choose to live that lifestyle, but at some point it no longer becomes a choice. It becomes set in stone. That's it.
Right.
So when we're talking about choice, it's really hard, right? Because I think obviously a choice is the power to choose. Everybody can choose to do whatever it is that they want to do, but which is free will. Yeah, which is free will. So I think that at some point something can become no longer a choice based on that person's like who they think that they are deep down, and that could change through time. I think things can go from being a choice to not being a choice to being a choice again.
It's still choosing though, no?
Maybe.
That's just what they believe.
Maybe.
Like in their core.
Maybe. But if someone's willing to die for something, how much of a choice is it?
They're choosing to die for what they believe in.
Yeah, but if someone's choosing to die for their faith, if you ask them if they choose to be in their faith, sometimes it's like, no, like this is who I am. Period. Right. I did not choose this. This chose me. So if you ask them if it was a choice, sometimes people would say no because they made it not a choice. They made it mandatory for themselves to be a part of this.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I think hearing all this, it's. I think that's why. Well, this is why we wanted to have this conversation because it's so interesting, and there's no right or wrong. We're just bringing, we're talking about real things that go on in real life. So, yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk. We only have a couple minutes.
Yeah,
but
right.
I want to talk about like personal experiences. I don't personally feel like I had a lot of say in the matter in terms of what I am or am not attracted to, but I do think I had an incredible amount of say of what I chose to participate in.
Okay, what about you, Marissa?
I think that I'm a little complicated, but I think that I grew up feeling like obviously I should be with a man, and then through time I feel like I've discovered in myself that I have the power to choose what I want to be with, who I want to fuck sexually.
Right.
Like I feel really comfortable. Just at one point in my life, I was just like, they're like, "Do you like girls?" I'm like, "Oh, maybe."
Okay.
I don't know, maybe.
Right.
I do see some fine girls, some fine ass bitches. I'm like,
Me
maybe.
too. Yeah,
that's
true.
I know for me,
So I kind of opened the door for myself. Anyways, go ahead.
I've always been attracted to women. It's never been a tough thing for me. So
you've never second guessed it. You've never looked at a man and be like,
I
maybe.
like women. I really do.
Have you ever looked at a man and be like, maybe he can get it?
It's not gay to be like, oh, this guy's handsome. Like I've said that, like, oh, this is a good looking dude.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah.
That's like being sexually secure in yourself.
I'm very, and that's perfect. I'm glad you said that because I'm very sexually secure in who I am as a person and who I am as a man. I know that I like women and I'm not attracted to men at all.
Right.
Though I don't have anything against men who are attracted to men or women who are attracted to women.
Yeah.
I actually think it's very attractive when women are attracted to other women.
That's common.
So yeah, and then that is common. You're right. So I'm very secure in myself, and I like women. I enjoy women. I enjoy spending time with women.
I can attest to that. Bryson is an incredibly secure person. Like just in general, he comes across as that.
Yeah, I'm very secure in who I am as a person and who I am as a man. So yeah.
So I guess, man,
to wrap it up,
I'm amazed. We really had an intelligent.
Yeah, this is a dope ass conversation. Definitely,
we're inebriated.
I was trying really hard.
Can't tell
not
if that's
to
good
make,
or bad or not.
Yeah, I was trying really hard the whole time to not make random noises because that's just kind of.
You should have done that. Like you should have done that. But anyways, like and subscribe, comment. We want to hear your opinions on me, Marissa, Javin, everyone, the channel, everything, and we appreciate you and thank you. We will see you next time.
See you next time, preferably sober.